Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Halley if you're new here. I'm a homemaker, wife, mother, Christ follower, and I really just love to share all things related to my faith. And recently I've been just reading the word a lot, thinking about the last days, the end of the age, how that applies to our lives, dreams, prophecy, all of that. And so today I do want to share a dream with you. And first of all, to remind you to ask God for discernment, to take this to the Word, to examine the Scripture and test it. I know that not all dreams are from God, and I don't claim to be a prophet. I've been accused of some things here on YouTube. Naturally, I get it. You don't know me, and we can't just trust anything we hear and read from people. So I just want to share this because it pertains to Canada, and I know someone in Canada, and then I shared my dream with her, and I actually was like, can you share with me a little bit more about the geopolitical dynamic that's happening there and what in the relationship with the United States, because I'm not as familiar, and just what's going on. And so once she gave me some of that insight, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, this is very telling. And my dream, I believe, is speaking to also what's going on in Canada, just politically and spiritually. So I wanted to preface this video with that and say that I am praying for Canada if you live there. And I know that it is becoming darker and just harder for your faith as a Christian. So know that you're supported in prayer, and let me know also in the comments below how I can pray specifically for you in maybe your city or your nation. And so let's get started. In my dream, I was going to Canada to visit some friends. We were going to meet up and actually do ministry. It was like a mission trip. And where I live, Idaho, it borders Canada. So I didn't actually, in my dream, fly into the country. I was walking across the border by myself. My family wasn't with me. I don't know where they were. But I was going there to meet with 3 specific friends of mine who are believers, and we were going to minister the gospel. And I had a Bible in my backpack. I remember that. So I walk up to the border, and lo and behold, there's tons of people waiting in line to get across, and they're being interrogated, and they're being asked questions and checked. Their backpacks are being checked, all these things. And I am in line, and I don't look suspicious. That was what I felt. And this woman who was armed, she's an armed guard soldier, pulls me aside, and she didn't go through my backpack, but she was like, I don't trust you. Something about me, maybe my faith, I don't know. She just had this sense that she needed to keep her eyes on me. So she actually installed a tracker into some sort of tracking device into my cell phone. And at that point I was like, oh great, this is gonna be very interesting and probably hard for me to go here and get back home safely. So anyway, I walk across the border, and I get onto a bus, and there's other people on the bus, and no one's talking. Everyone's very stoic. I've had a lot of dreams where I see people just stoic and there's no emotion. And so in my dream, in this scene, I'm like, okay, I guess no one wants to talk, or it just feels very sad. Anyway, I get off the bus, and I come to this sort of almost Airbnb, or no, I come to this bed and breakfast, and it's really cute, and I'm looking for my friends, and they're not there, and I'm texting them when are you gonna be here? What's your status? They're flying in. And in this scene, I have this sense that I need to just be really careful who I talk to, and I'm looking around trying to find somebody to maybe help me. I think I needed to get a cab to go meet my friends. And I see this gentleman my age. He's armed, and he's clearly a soldier. And I see him out the window, and I'm like, oh, I need to avoid that guy, he would probably want to interrogate me like the lady at the border. I just have this feeling like I need to avoid him, and he does end up finding me and runs into me and he starts asking me all these questions like my name, where I'm from, how old I am, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I actually tell him a different name, and he lets me go. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad he didn't like check my backpack because I have a Bible in there. So then I move on, and the next scene switches, and I'm sitting at this like picnic table with some people trying to have a conversation and get to know them. And I'm wondering if like there's other Christians I could like get in contact with, and maybe they'd be able to help me. I just feel like kind of alone and lost, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. I've never been here before. I don't have an address to like find this place. My friends I can't get a hold of because they're like still in the flight. And I start texting my friends to be like, where are you? I feel like I'm in danger again. I'm always like in danger in some of these dreams. And I'm like, I feel afraid that I could like be imprisoned. I say that word in my text, and literally the words start disappearing off of my cell phone. It's like the tracker device on my phone knows what I am talking about, and it starts deleting messages, and I'm like freaked out, like, oh my gosh, they're literally reading what I'm writing. They know what's going on. They're on to me. So at that point, I'm like, I'm not waiting for my friends. I need to somehow get back home to my family. And I start walking, and I'm walking a long ways, and it's dark. It's very dark, and the journey feels longer than usual, and it reminds me of the parable of the 10 virgins and other scriptures in the New Testament in Matthew 24, and just enduring till the end. And the night is long, and I get to the border, and I'm like, I can't go back through the same way I came. Like, they definitely will arrest me. And so I start crawling, literally like army crawling in the dark across like grass, like far off away from like the checkpoint. And it's not quite like a forest, but almost like the beginning of like the forest. And I'm just like hiding and praying that the Lord sees me and saves me and gets me across, and then I wake up. So that's my dream. And after talking with my friend today, I learned a lot about the atmosphere, political atmosphere in Canada, and what's going on, and how Christians are being affected, and basically how their lives have changed. And, you know, the United States borders Canada, and there's a lot of conversation now with President Trump and Trudeau, and like tariffs and the border and all these things. And so I feel like it's very timely, and I don't necessarily want to break those things down, but just like highlight that something is shifting, something is happening in the spiritual realm. And I believe that this dream is just kind of giving me a picture and like maybe a foreshadowing of something that is there or is coming. And it, of course, affects the United States too. And so I would love to hear your thoughts below. I'm always open to like interpretation and having a conversation around these things. And I've been asking God to like, okay, I think it's very like direct and straightforward. I don't think there's like any hidden meanings here personally. And just asking God, like, aside from intercession, because I know the Lord gives me dreams primarily to start praying to prevent or stop the schemes of the evil one, and also pray for those who are already living through some of these situations, and then to bring it to attention for the body to be edified, to be awakened, and to just talk about it. So that is my intention today, and I thank you for your grace and just love and kindness and wanting to converse about this. And I always appreciate you watching these videos. And I do plan to film a video with my husband Daniel, hopefully by the end of this year, and it will be all about how to practically and spiritually prepare for the coming of Christ. He is quite a knowledgeable man, my husband, and he has a podcast here on YouTube as well. So we figured, hey, let's do a video together. So that'll be coming. And in the meantime, I hope you have a great holiday season. I'm so grateful you're here and I appreciate you watching. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.